What's up guys, it's Flip and welcome back to the channel. Ever since the release of Warzone in the recent months, multiplayer has definitely taken a back foot when it comes to the new content. Meaning we don't see as much new content as frequently as before. Before Warzone in seasons 1 and 2, there were definitely more maps released and more overall content, but recently, thanks to the season 4 update, we got some new files that data miners have found and then leaked. So now we have some new intel on what maps we can expect to see in the future, and also what maps we cannot expect to see, so there's good and bad news. As we break it all down today, if you do enjoy the video at any point, make sure to let me know by dropping a like on it, and subscribe if you are new and want to keep up to date with all the latest Call of Duty news, leaks, updates, tips and tricks, with notifications turned on to know when I next upload. We're on the road to 100 subs, and I really appreciate all the support I can get. So first things first, when it comes to leaks, nothing is 100% confirmed, and there are lots of new things in the game files that have pretty much been there since the launch. But anyway, when it comes down to the maps themselves, there are a ton of new things that can be found in the files. However, the amount of info on these maps can vary. Some can be mentioned by name, and therefore assume those are not going to be released in the immediate future, and other maps have game modes linked to them apparently, and others actually have images associated with them too. And these are the ones we can expect to release sooner than some of the others. Now all this info is being provided by Geeky Pastimes on Twitter, who has been a pretty credible leaker up to now, and I'll leave his link in the description. I'll start with the bad news first, simply because there's less of it, but it's been a pretty important discussion recently. We've talked about Terminal releasing based off a few files and assumptions, but according to Geeky, the game currently has a few files related to Terminal. However, it doesn't indicate that it will be coming as a multiplayer map. Now this is news that none of us wanted to hear, as Terminal has been an icon in the Modern Warfare franchise. We of course saw it in MW2 and MW3, and is a fantastic map, and to be honest I thought they would have brought it back to be a part of the game just because of the Modern Warfare name. But it's not coming to the game ever, so we shouldn't get our hopes up regarding that. Geeky also went on to say that High Rise is another map that does not seem to be referenced in the files whatsoever. This has been more of a rumour than a leak. As far as I'm aware, there haven't been any files relating to High Rise that were ever in the game, but with COD Mobile announcing recently that High Rise was going to be added to their game, I guess a lot of people jumped to the conclusion that Modern Warfare was going to follow suit. Now that's pretty much it for the bad news, and from this point on we'll just be talking about the good. Now some of these are confusing, as we do only have map names but no images associated, so it's likely that they will potentially be later on in the year, aiming towards being released with Season 5 or even later. The following info is coming from Geeky's video on the subject, so no tweets to showcase here, but it's all the same source regardless. Anyway, the first map mentioned by Geeky is Invasion, and if you used to play MW2 back in the day, then it'll sound very familiar, and it's more than likely a remake that's in the files. What's curious about this is that Invasion is actually already on a multiplayer map. You can access it by going onto Euphrates Bridge in spectator mode, and you will see it on the outside of the map. The next map that Geeky brings up is Broadcast. We saw this one back in COD 4, and it's already in the game in the form of TV station in Warzone. As well as that, we also have Oil Rig. We saw this leaked prior to Season 4, and I believe that this could also be a remake of the MW3 map Offshore. Now I don't know if this is 100% confirmed or not, but there has been a lot of speculation, and this one is pretty much very likely that we will see it in the future. As always, time will tell. Now the next map we have to bring some validity to the entire discussion, because Garden is once again referenced in the game files, although it's actually going to be called Cheshire Park, as we can see on the Season 4 roadmap. So this leak is already 100% confirmed, and as I mentioned, the ones that have images linked to them are the closest to being released, which is proven even more by being on the roadmap. Now alongside Garden, that has an image with it, is a brand new map by the name of Exclusion, and it said it's going to be primarily for gunfight. I can't show the image on the screen as it's still leaked, but it looks like this map takes place near a Chernobyl carnival area and more of a rundown junkyard, and there's also an iconic Ferris wheel in the background, but this doesn't really tell us a lot about the map in general. There's nothing on the roadmap indicating its release, so it could be a surprise map during Season 4, and if not, maybe for the Season 5 launch early in August. Now this is where we get into the more confusing leaks. These files are either just simply names and nothing else, or just confusing in some other ways. First and foremost we have Stadium, We've already talked about this and how Stadium might be getting an interior in Warzone and potentially coming to multiplayer too. But as it's not clear, it's either one or the other, I think. There aren't any clear images as to what the final outcome may be, but for now it's just a giant question mark. We also have several maps that have files solely based off names, and these include Assault, Bombsite, Fallout, Mill Base 2, Shattered, Skerries, Herat, and Malishev. We're not sure if these maps will come to the game, and if when. It could be Season 5 or 6, if that ends up being a thing, but we do know that it's not going to be for a while yet. So with all that being said, that is essentially it for the latest leaks regarding the new maps that are and aren't coming to Modern Warfare in the near future, and what we can expect to be arriving at some point. As I said before, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know by dropping a like on it, and subscribe if you are new and want to keep up to date with all the latest Call of Duty news, leaks, updates, tips and tricks, with notifications turned on to know when I next upload. We're on the road to 100 subs like I said before, and I really appreciate all the support I can get. Once again, thanks so much for tuning in. I have been Flip. Peace.